Welcome to the Gynergy Effect, where energy meets intention and transformation begins.
We're your hosts, Garen and Yessie, partners in life, love, and purpose.
Here to share the tools, truth, and stories that helped us build a life from the inside out.
Whether you're seeking deeper health, conscious relationships, or your next level of purpose,
you're in the right place. Welcome to the latest episode of the Gynergy Effect, episode number 15. And I'm grateful to be here with a local legend from San Diego, Shaz himself.
What's up?
In the presence. Today, we're going to dive deep into just your own personal journey, where you are today, where you've been, and where you're going.
Absolutely. Let's dive in.
Yeah, so I'm excited. Thank you for coming, joining us. What's one thing throughout your life, the whole part of your life, that has just been that part that you've dove into and you've held on to during some of the tough times to help guide you through that, to help push you through that?
I would say movement, exercise. No matter what is going on in my life, I wake up every morning with the intention to get up and move and do some kind of something to do as of like weight training, or even just a walk with my dog, just to clear my mind. Life has a lot of ups and downs, but you just get your body to move, get those endorphins going. Everything just kind of evens out.
Everything evens out. Get moving.
Yeah.
From the doctor, dropping a little bit of knowledge. Movement is the key to health and wealth and mindset, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But if you feel stagnant, start with a little bit of movement.
Yeah.
That help create those outcomes.
Compounds, right? Leads to other things in life. Making a movement on what to do with certain scenarios, with certain people, with certain business transactions. It's just a great way just to start your day.
Great way to start the day with movement. So talk about starting the day. You were just on a little adventure. You were in San Diego, and then you took a year and you went to Dubai.
Yes, sir.
Went for a little adventure over there.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about that? Like, what prompted that to happen? And Kaya just turned off our light, I think, here. Look, this is Kaya. She's just causing havoc today, huh?
Yeah, Kaya.
So beautiful, but she's worth it. Yeah?
And with Shaw, and they would play around in my office when I would work on Yesenia. It was really fun. So you're asking about Dubai. Basically, what happened was I had an office here on Kettner Street. Built it from the ground up, doing everything myself, A to Z. Everything from the marketing to the hands-on. Literally went door to door to one gym to another, linking up with managers, asking them to allow me to come in and set up shop inside of their studios. And that's really how I got started here. Fast forward, did pretty well, built a really strong brand, and I got offered a position in Dubai as a general manager of a fitness, in a assisted stretching studio. Basically, exactly what I was doing by myself, single owner, to a large scale, where we had 7-8 employees, and I was just basically managing everything. I took that opportunity and to basically test out my process, my program that I came up with from working 20 years in the field, in physical therapy and chiropractic field. Took my specific program, I applied it to this studio that was in Dubai, basically between downtown and Marina, right in the middle of the city. And it was a big success. And I basically was able to see my program in a scaled format, which was so cool to see that. Trained the staff how to do it, worked with the front desk to systems and organization and programs and communication between themselves, communication with the employees, how to sell, how to close deals, how to get people into packages. And that's what I've been doing for the last year. And the studio saw a huge jump in numbers, almost 50% in gains. And so did that. you know, after a year, I was just like, you know what, the lifestyle here isn't my vibe. And I was just so ready to come back. And I'm so happy to be here.
Well, happy to have you back. What are some of the benefits that when people come and they get, you know, in Dubai, when you're setting that up, and you said there's a 50% increase in you know, revenue. Obviously, it's because you're creating some sort of benefit to the human being. What additional, what is the benefit for the human experience after your program being stretched and, you know, those aspects of it for people that don't know?
Yeah. And so basically the assisted stretch is where somebody takes you through your full range of motion. It's a one-on-one, hands-on stretch session. And, you know, we kind of live in our regular range of motion, daily life, from sitting behind the desk, driving cars, looking at your iPhone, looking at your iPad. You know, we kind of like are just stagnant in that position. But the body's ability to increase its range is pretty significant. Like, for example, typically a guy can't touch their toes. Like, it's just pretty like most guys can't. Even if you can, there's also your body has this extra range of motion that you can't really get into until someone pushes you into that range. And that's when you see change, when it's really uncomfortable. Same thing with life, right?
Same thing with life, baby. Let's go. You beat me to the punch. I love it, bro. That's actually the first fucking handshake I've done on the podcast like that. I love that.
I mean, these are the things, we talk about all the time. Yeah, just being in that uncomfortable setting is where your body changes, your mind changes. That's where my life has been for the last year, and that's how you see growth.
Right. So just stretching the boundaries of life. Sometimes we don't know how far we can push ourselves or go until we go past that comfort zone.
Yeah.
Right. And so what you're finding is, as you're stretching people, there's only so much I can stretch. But with the assistance, I can push that maybe to 120, and my body responds to that. Now it opens me up to be able to be more productive during my day, be able to have a better quality of life. What are some of the outcomes that people are seeing with that?
Yeah, I mean, your whole like nervous system really changes. It responds to, oh, I can actually get into this range. You can just move better. One of my clients, he tells me all the time, like, he had trouble putting on socks. And he was like our age, and now he can do it without thinking about it.
Right.
Simple things like that.
Simple, but really important.
Right.
Yeah, it's powerful.
You know, but also, you know, we're seeing people that are that have really bad chronic issues, like pain in low back and the shoulder and the neck, and they come to us after going to physical therapy, trying different things, and they see the benefits from this full body stretch session. And like I was saying, like I said earlier, it's not just targeted to one area. That's the thing with like therapy settings. Like you go in for like shoulder pain, they just specifically work on the shoulder, and that's all great. But the entire kinetic chain is all connected, starting from your feet and ankles all the way up to your neck. So.
I know that because I've broken my back, I've broken my neck, I've almost had my arm amputated, and a lot of my pain that's in my lower back actually isn't my lower back, it's issues with my hips.
Yeah, it's from tightness in the hips.
Right. And so it's funny how everything is, you know, if you knee pain, a lot of times it's not actually from your knee, it's from different muscles pulling on that, it's creating where you have that separation that doesn't have the support.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Like the knee, for example, it's like tracking. Like if you have like a huge knot in your quad and like the rectus femoris is really tight, like that is going to throw off the tracking of the actual knee. So we're trying to open up that the ankle, the calf, the hamstring, the quad, the hip flexor, the spine, neck, chest, and traps. That's all in one session. And you just move better. You feel better. The athletic performance is up. Runners see the really big gains. If you open up your ankle, your hamstring, and your hip flexor, your stride is longer. You can increase your time, your pace. Recovery is faster. And you avoid injuries. It's You ask anyone, a medical professional, doctor, lawyer, whoever, is stretching good for you? The answer is
yes.
yes.
Do you know one of the sayings that I love the most, and it translates in everything? An ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure.
Absolutely, yeah.
So it's much better to be proactive and stretch. And how many times at the gym before we work out do we actually take the time to stretch, the foam roll, to do those things ourselves? And the benefit of doing that far outweighs just jumping into a workout. But we're just not programmed that way quite often. And so one, part of, like, we all like to be in an environment where that's the focus, and that's an environment that you can help people really perfect that stretching, get dialed in. And maybe there's some stuff that they can do outside of that on their own as well that is beneficial.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is what I love about this, is that it packages it up in a nice, neat, presentable package where you're getting a full body stretch in 45 minutes. You're in and out. You're getting everything in. You go to the gym, one of the last things you really want to do is take that extra time to stretch. And after your workout, really mostly after the workout is when it's recommended.
I didn't realize that. It's better to stretch after the workout than before the workout.
I'm talking about static stretching, where you're holding that position.
Right. Static stretching is better after.
Yeah.
Dynamic stretching.
Yeah, the warm up, doing those compound movements. That's before the workout. And so, we were talking about it just organizes it, where you just show up, you're in and out, and your body is completely different than what it was before. A lot of people compare us to massage, to these type of like therapy settings where, like cupping. I like this because it directly impacts the way you move, like after just one session. Massage feels nice. It's great. I get massage all the time. But is it like a long-term solution? Does it really like change the way your body actually reacts to the environment?
Yeah. Putting your body under that stress, going that 120 is working with the whole chain.
Yeah.
Like a massage is just maybe loosening your muscles, but then when you put strain on it again, what's probably going to happen?
Yeah.
Probably going to tighten it back up.
Yeah. And so, this program is from 20 years of work experience. I started working in physical therapy when I was 19. And I fell in love with this field when I was super young. And from 20 years of working in the field, you see the same problems just from limitations of range of motion that basically lead to injury.
Yeah.
From being in this hunched over position, the thoracic spine is like locked up and you can't really raise your shoulder. And you see these people coming in with these same problems, and it's just like, this could have been prevented, and this is just activities of daily living, our daily societal norms of everyone, just like whether you're an elite athlete, grandparent, kids, they're getting worse and worse generationally from being behind the screens. So this is actually making a big impact in society, I believe, and this is why I believe in it so much.
What's one stretch that somebody could do at home right now if they're in pain that is like they should do no matter what?
I would say the getting the glute and the hip flexor to open up. That's the biggest like locking point for most people. It's just that from being in this seated position, your hip flexors are shortened, your glutes they become inactive. So just even like, YouTubing stretches for the glute. Yeah. Just doing that regularly, it really makes a big impact on the rest of the kinetic chain. That's like your focal point.
Well, if I don't want to YouTube it and I want to know right now, what would be a good stretch?
Figure four, just like how you're doing.
Just like this and just press down on it like that?
Yeah, that's a good one. Or
actually, I mean, that does feel good. I do it all the time.
Yeah, that one. They call it I believe it's called the crow pose, where you're laying on your stomach and you bring the knee across the chest towards the shoulder.
And then you lay over top of it.
Yeah, that one is that really opens up the glute. The hip flexor is difficult because it's being able to do that. Everyone kind of thinks about the stereotypical hip flexor stretch where you're kind of in that runner stance, but getting into that actual psoas, the key aspect of that is to tilt your pelvis backwards to really target that, and you kind of have to get taught how to do it. You could look it up.
Like press it forward.
Exactly, and that's what
it feels so different when you do that. You tilt
different.
it.
Yeah. As opposed to when it's opened up, and you can get more range and get deeper, but it's not targeting that actual muscle.
Got it. Powerful. So there's a little tip from Shaz. Everyone calls it Shaz and Shaz, and I want to make sure that we get that 100%. So if you've been calling him Shaz all the time, it's Shaz. Dr. Shaz.
You got a lot of different names for me.
Dr. Shaz. A lot of different names. I don't know if we want to get into all those names for the podcast right now. No. Talking about a lot of different names and different stuff, I'd love to dive in a little bit to the human experience, right? Like the human element. Where'd you grow up at?
I was born in Iran. We immigrated from Iran into Vancouver, Canada, and then I went to high school in Irvine.
So how old were you when you went from Iran to Canada?
I was a baby. I was real small.
So you're just...
Yeah. I can still speak the language, and I love the Iranian culture. We are a very interesting group of people.
Yeah, a lot of characters.
Yeah, but,
sure.
We're a very proud group, and been in the news a lot lately. From Canada, that was a really cool experience because it's such a melting pot of people. And then my family had the opportunity to immigrate into America. And I'm just so happy here. This is my happy space.
Yeah, it's an incredible country that, never want to take for granted all the opportunities that we have. And I love this story. Yessie, she's from Mexico. My grandma was from Japan. Like, I love and I resonate very much with the immigrant story and that journey because it just, everybody I talk to for the most part that really loves the opportunity, doesn't take it for granted, has some sort of backstory with immigration. And it just ties to this, they understand what the other side of it may be. I know that Iran's been in the news and, the people, how has that played any role or impact with you, or how does that feel for you?
It was kind of wild. I was in Dubai when Iran and Israel are just like shooting missiles at each other. And Dubai is like right in the middle. I'm like, I've never experienced this. This is not what happens in America. Like, imagine Canada and Mexico just start flying missiles at each other.
Oh, wow. That's pretty crazy to think about.
Yeah.
It's like, hopefully one doesn't fall from the sky and come right here.
Right. And then, like, I think
that's insane to think about.
Like, Qatar got involved as well, which is like a neighboring country. And I'm like, what's going to happen here? You wake up every morning, like, I'm like, I don't like the news. I don't watch the news. I'm not into politics. But every morning I wake up like as early as I can to see what's going on in the news, to see if they're going to continue. Is it going to get worse? Are they someone going to drop an atomic bomb? Like, they're hitting nuclear sites. I'm like, this is a country that's literally on the other side of the Persian Gulf. And, it's just, I don't know how to explain it. It's just odd. It's weird to be in that position. We as Americans are so lucky. Well, lucky, whatever you want to call it, that we just don't deal with that. You know what I mean? And it wasn't really like, it wasn't really, from when I would call my friends and ask them about it, it wasn't really covered much here. Like, they weren't really talking about it a lot. And America got involved and shut the whole thing down. And I'm like, I'm so happy. I'm grateful that it's over and it's done, and like we've moved on in the world. But man, that was a weird time.
Yeah.
So, but you just grow and learn from these type of experiences and make you appreciate like where we are. and that we never, probably in our lifetime, will never have to experience something like that here on our land, in this amazing country that we have.
Yeah, I mean, wow. So it sounds like you waking up with some uncertainty around there's missiles flying over your head, or the country that you're in the middle of on both sides of it are fighting each other.
Right.
And coming from being here in America, in the United States, and growing up there, being involved there, and then going to a new country and having that be a part of the dynamic that's happening. Mm. It had a pretty profound impact, I'm sure, just on perspective.
Yeah, perspective, and the fact that I'm like, I can't wait to come back home.
Right.
Yeah. So we're here. We're back.
We're here. We're back, ready to go, better than ever.
Ready to take over the city.
So you grew up. You were born in Iran. You went to Canada. Then you were Irvine, where there's a pretty large Iranian population in Irvine. Yeah. And then now you're a doctor. So how did that journey go from being a child, coming in here, going to Irvine, then becoming a doctor? Tell us a little bit about that journey so people can understand.
Well, I actually, as a kid, I had a lot of I loved sports. I loved playing sports. I just never had the physical body to do it. As a small child, I had this problem. It was with my spine. It's called torticollis.
Oh, wow.
It's where basically the muscles on one side of your neck kind of spaz up, and it's intense pain, and you're kind of stuck like this in this position. You'd go to doctors. You go to my parents would take me to regular doctors, and they're just like, "Merp."
We don't know what to do.
Here's some medication, muscle relaxers. What I was really small when this was happening.
We're not trying to solve the root problem.
And chiropractic is what did it for me. I would I remember being really small in Canada. I think I was less than 10 years old, and my neck would just randomly just get stuck in this awful position, just intense searing pain. And we went to the regular doctor, and in that same mall, they had a chiropractic clinic, and my mom just gave it a shot. And I'll never forget, this doctor did just really basic movements on my neck and head. I think he did some, now that I think about it, I think he did some post isometric muscle relaxation techniques where you just kind of press into it, and then got my neck to open up a little bit, and then he did the adjustments and into my spine, and I was cured. I'm like, this is amazing. This is I can't believe one appointment with this guy in this room and the adjustments, and I'm I can move my neck.
Wow.
Where I was stuck for a week, and no one knew what to do. So that's kind of where it really started. And just trying to develop my body to be able to play sports. And, I was pretty overweight. And so playing, getting into weight training when I was 16, 17, getting into, no, I was younger, actually. I was probably 14, 15 when I started getting into weight training, and then trying to getting into sports and competing. And I just, physically couldn't match up. But the actual want and desire to develop my body was still there. So, and understanding that there's actually a category that I can get into in college called kinesiology, that I can learn everything about this category. And I thought that was amazing. So I really dedicated myself. I wasn't a very good student, but I did, once I learned that there is this degree that you can get, I really pushed myself to get into SDSU, get the grades, get that degree. And, that's where I was next level is obviously you're getting your doctorate degree. And so I went and worked in the physical therapy field, and that's where I learned how to do assisted stretching. Wow,
what an incredible reason why. Because that's for me always the important thing when I'm sitting across from somebody. I always want to understand the why behind what they're doing.
Yeah.
And people that are driven by something of purpose or something bigger than themselves, or really set to solve a problem. Like some of the greatest people have either there was an issue where something happened with a family member or themselves, and there was a problem that they desired to solve that was inspired by something deep inside of them.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that end up creating this impact, ripple effect, or changing the world. Yeah. And so in your own way, it sounds like you're starting to do that, and you are doing that because of the fact that when you were a kid, you got locked up. You wouldn't be able to move. It affected your quality of life, affected you being able to play sports and do these other aspects that were important to you. And so once there was a solution that you were able to find, now you being able to create more awareness around that, really inspire people and impact people and let them know, hey, just because you're in pain doesn't mean that you have to be in pain.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I kind of see where we're at in a society now. And I wanted to come up with the apple of something of wellness, something that everyone's going to need, everyone's going to use. And I really believe that this is the next level. Like that's going to be something that everyone's going to like. It's just kind of starting, it's picking up speed. People are hearing about it. I don't think it's a fad. I do believe that it's here to stay, and that it's going to be generationally something that our society is going to need. And so I kind of saw what places like these chains are popping up all over, these franchises for assisted stretching. And I saw what they're doing, and I'm like, what they're doing, what they're offering as of the quality of the actual service is so basic. And I can take that and make a way better version of it. And I gave it a shot. I graduated from my doctorate program in chiropractic, and I opened up my shop. I think I had like $1,000 in my account.
Yeah.
And I went door to door, fitness studio to fitness studio, asking managers if I can set up shop and basically be able to like promote my assisted stretch, and it just kind of compounded. So I'm like, okay, I have something here, right? And everyone would say, we love coming to you because you're so much better than this franchise that I go to. The quality of the service, but the actual session.
Actual programming.
Right. And so, that's where I'm at now. I'm on this mission to bring this to as many people as possible because I know it works. I've seen it, and I have the numbers to back it up. So I really do believe this is the apple of wellness.
I love that, man.
No.
It's funny because I remember before I met you and before I went and experienced what you do and whole stretching, and I can be a testament to, how your services has helped impact me with all my injuries and everything else. Yeah. I remember being in the gym and like stretching, and stretching is a part of my routine, but it's not always, right? If I'm on a condensed time frame, or sometimes I just jump into it, and I go pretty hard in my workouts.
Yeah.
And so I was like, man, it would be so nice, because I remember getting stretched, you do the leg thing where your leg's down and somebody lifts it up, and it's the easy one for people to help you with. And, I've had that done for me. But like actually like having someone run you through and stretching and really getting everything, I was like, man, it'd be so nice if someone could do this as like a service. And then literally I met you like a month later, and then, figured out that that actually exists.
Ask and you shall receive.
Exactly. Put it out in the universe, there, right? And the universe brings it back. Isn't that a beautiful thing how that works?
Yeah. It's great.
Yeah. So universe put you in my life. Thank you for that.
Same with you. And I've learned a lot from you, and being able to take your energy and your confidence and be able to know that, hey, like it's okay to be just to be you, be happy, be energy, and that's what I appreciate about you and your friendship.
Thank you.
And so, I'm interested to see how this next year goes,
It's exciting, man. One other part I want to talk about real quick too, because I think it's cool for people to understand different versions of Shaz. Different sides.
Oh God, here we go.
Here we go. We're going to go into it. So there's another side, which I love. You were like anti like bringing those together, but I think it's a cool thing. And I don't know if that's your future, right? Not at all. Maybe it is, maybe not. Probably. I think your mission that you have right now is so amazing, and you're going to impact a ton of people, and keeping your focus there is really important. But there was a time and there was a place where you had Shaz, Dr. DJ. Dr. DJ. You never embraced Dr. DJ. You had
DJ
a different
Doctor or Dr. DJ?
No, maybe DJ Doctor DJ. I like Dr. DJ. I think that was the one. Yeah. But what was your DJ name?
Hey, listen, I didn't like make it big enough to have a DJ name.
You didn't, bro. I seen you. You were doing it. How big you were and how quality of it may be different, right? But I know. Tell us a little bit about your stint as a DJ.
Career?
Yeah.
I've loved, playing instruments my entire life. I'd pick up an instrument, I'd learn how to play it really quickly, like a traditional instrument, and then I get really bored. Like I was just like,
for example, what instruments?
Trombone.
Okay.
As a kid, you go into these music classes and they teach you how to play this instrument. You learn how to play it well, and I'm just like, this is boring. Like this is like nerdy. I'm not into this. Like I'd pick up another one, like drums or like, and I kind of found this cyclical pattern. And once I discovered that I can basically take that musical talent that I know is in there and take it out on DJ decks, and bring it out to like the world. Yeah, like I was like, this is stimulating, and being able to see the music tones and colors and understand transitions and understand flow and how to build a crowd and how to all that came kind of secondary. What really it just really interested me in Behind the Decks was just that I was able to express myself. Like at the time, it really came to me at a very difficult time. And but I was able to take my pain out through performing. So, and I got it out, it was cool. Being able to let your emotions out through art is something that is powerful. And, I was able to, get into gigs, into clubs and venues, and my friends would encourage me more and more. And I'm like, pretty decent at this. It got to the point where I was like turning down gigs and getting other local artists gigs, and basically like, hooking other artists up and making like a community. That was really cool. Where I would book other DJs, venues that people were asking me to perform, but I just was like, no, it's not, like timing wasn't right or whatever. So hooking up with other DJs in this town has been really fun. We're all kind of like, that artistic outlet, and I really appreciate the people that actually make it in that industry and really commit themselves to it. I just kind of want to keep it as something that's like fun for like me and my friends. I don't really like care to like dive deeper into that. My number one focus is my purpose, and my purpose is to be able to help as many people as I can through my within the therapy field. You got deeper. Good job. Good job. Finally got it out of me.
Well, finally got it out. Well, it's a beautiful thing. I think, so much of us, we all go through this human experience, and this human experience can be very difficult at times.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we feel like we're alone in that. So I think when you open up like you did and you're being vulnerable, somebody that's listening connects with that. And then they see a different side of you and they relate to that. And it just helps us understand that we're not alone in this. I mean, got a doctor that's wearing a tie and you look great and you're suited and booted. And, somebody could be looking at that and be like, oh, this guy, he got it all figured out. It's easy. And, he's brilliant. He can pick up an instrument and learn it. And, he went to medical school, whatever, right? Like, but reality is, doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, this is a journey.
Yeah.
And we're all human beings.
Absolutely.
And we all express ourselves differently.
Yep.
And I love the fact that you're able to find music and find, the expression of DJ and being able to create, the experience for people, and that helped heal you through some of that hard times.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was it was a very difficult point in my life where I needed some kind of outlet, and that was my outlet. The arts is something that is underappreciated. We get asked to perform and to do, put our art out there to these venues and clubs and whatnot, and you really don't get much back in return. And as of as a financially is what I'm talking about. And you get clubs and venues, they pay you certain rates and whatnot, and it's just it becomes like a job, whereas opposed to I wanted to keep it something fun for me.
Yeah. Therapeutic.
Yeah. And so I think the thing is that you do put your energy into it. I do. I am emotionally drained after a set.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. No, I definitely understand what you mean.
And so it's and so limiting that has been actually really nice for me. Just kind of putting that to the side. I have this cool talent and it's not going anywhere, but it can just chill for a minute while I build this amazing product up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk. We dove a little bit into the present. We dove into the past, into the beginning. We got into the why, which was really powerful. And actually, I gained even more perspective and respect for you from this conversation. So I'm really grateful for that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the future. What is, we were talking about 5-10 years from now. What does life look like for you?
Well, I've been back in California for a week. And I've already got an office set up.
Which I was at yesterday, which was super cool.
Yeah, I really appreciate you coming through.
Got stretched.
Yeah, I'm excited to announce that I'm reopening my clinic with a different branding, different new name, and just a higher elevation of style and performance. It's going to be very it's going to be a really amazing experience for my clients, and I'm very excited for them. And it's not going to be just me this time. I'm going to have a staff. I'm going to have be able to delegate and be able to not have to be doing all the hands-on. I can work on the business, making sure that everyone's getting an amazing experience, which is so powerful. Being able to step away from doing, as a practitioner, to be able to step away from doing all the hands-on and being the one that is walking around and making sure everything's good. If you've ever been to a nice restaurant that's run really well, you'll see the manager walk around and asking everyone, "Hey, how's everything? Are you enjoying your dinner? Do you need anything?"
He sees it from 30,000 feet.
Exactly.
Doesn't need to be right there in that.
And so you see that, I see that, and you can tell that the restaurant is run really well. So that's the position that I'm going to be in. And I got some amazing staff that will He's going to do some great work and provide such a high quality product. But the cool thing is that I just ordered a hyperbaric chamber.
Oh, sick. That's what I'm excited about.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come. You're gonna open the office door, and there I am in your hyperbaric
Already
chamber,
there, sleeping in there,
exactly.
in my chamber overnight.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, and if you don't know what hyperbaric chamber therapy is, it's basically it's condensed high quality oxygen, and that's presented in like a dome at a higher atmospheric pressure. And so that is concentrated oxygen that's going straight to your bloodstream through your lungs. It increases cell growth. It was used mostly in the clinics in the hospital setting, but now they've made like more user-friendly versions of them to treat wounds, to burn victims or diabetic ulcers and people who suffer from concussions. It basically just regenerates cell growth. It literally slows down aging, which is amazing.
Let's go.
Yeah, and it's been proven by science. It's not like some frou-frou shit.
Yeah, it's like actually there's something that substantiates it.
Yeah, it was quite expensive, but I think it's going to be worth it. No one really has one in downtown.
Yeah, I never hear anyone advertising a hyperbaric chamber because I'd probably go.
I'm very excited for it. And so opening up my clinic on India Street here in
Little Italy, right in the heart of it. Let's go.
Right in it. And so
you go down, see you, get some food after, and life's good, huh?
life is good. Get your workout in,
Right.
Get your chamber on. Yeah. And so get your stretch in as well,
I'm going to go to my workout to the gym, then I'm going to come see you, stretch, hyperbaric chamber, and then go eat. That sounds like a good day.
That sounds like a great day. You're literally slowing down the effects of aging with this type of therapy.
Who does not want to slow down the effects of aging?
Our generation is really taking this stuff seriously.
Yeah, we definitely are. I mean, I was reading, there's a lot of studies that indicate that we'll have the option to probably reverse aging all the way, where we can, as long as we don't get hit by a car, possibly live forever, right? So do you want to live forever is a question, and what does that really mean for like the whole part of the best part of life, in my opinion? And maybe I may seem like I'm a little sick in the head by having that view, but death is a part of the human experience, and that's what makes it so incredible. As much as painful as death is, to our loved ones and us, but that is what makes it special.
Yeah.
And it's just like you going to Dubai and being in the middle of the bombing, on both sides. Yeah, I mean, obviously we don't want people to have death through war, and we care about everybody, and we love humanity, and we want, like, there's so many much more important things about health and human loving each other than there is about I need this or I need this, whatever else. But part of that, of what makes it special, is the fact that it's not guaranteed, right? How do you feel about that?
I think that's a beautiful perspective on death. I'm so afraid of it. It's like I don't want to think about it. But as of like the time that we have on this planet, it is very quite limited. It's just kind of wild to think about where we sit on the timeline of spectrum of society and how old this planet really is, hundreds and millions of years old. And us as a society is what, like 5,000 as humans, knowing of like
this society,
what we are as humans. 5,000 years in a comparison to 100 million years,
billions of years, yeah,
crazy. And then us as a individual human man, we have 80 years on this planet. So you really got to make the most out of it, right? You got to take the most out of this time that we have on this planet, make the biggest impact on society and on myself personally, right, health-wise and whatnot. And so, we are, are taking, our generation is really taking health and wellness and preventative care more seriously as opposed to our parents' generation. And I think that's a beautiful thing. We're taking things like I think it's just because we've seen our parents and we're seeing how their generation didn't mostly like take this stuff more seriously. Because you think about like cultural norms of like diet and nutrition was just like 50 years ago was so backwards. You know, like at one point, cigarettes were considered healthy, like to like lose weight, and you know, like so
It's crazy, huh? Yeah.
And so we're a lot more educated now.
A lot more educated, yeah.
Right. We have a lot more access to information. If we can take that education, that information, and utilize it to our benefit, it's like, and that's kind of led to this spectrum of wellness, and that industry has blown up over the last 10 years.
So I call it Level 5 Life. I'm developing this whole program around Level 5 Life. It's all these different pillars. Mm-hmm. And what I see some of the issues is there's so much access to information.
Kaya's hair all over me.
Kaya's, she leaves her mark.
Yeah, she loves me.
I know. But that problem with all the information is how do you take action around the information? Yeah. And when there's too much, sometimes that can be cumbersome to somebody really understanding, okay, here is a strategy, here's how I implement it, and not get distracted, down the line in different areas.
Yeah, there is a lot of information out there, and I just like to stick to, this is why I like what I'm doing, is that it's just like backed by science. It's like there's no like opinion. Is cold plunge good? Is it bad? Does it work? Does it not work? I mean, you know what? This has been used in the medical setting. Yeah. Assisted stretching is used in the medical setting. Let's bring it out to the rest of society. People actually need and want this stuff.
Right.
And that's kind of where I like to be.
Yeah, it's a good place. I mean, I'm a little bit off the spectrum where I'll jump in a cold plunge and sit in there in 35-degree water, but most people aren't built that way. Yeah. They're not going to choose that type of stress.
Yeah.
This is a place for people to go that desire to get that out of their comfort zone, to be with somebody that's going to help guide them out of that comfort zone and help create the results of sitting down right now, my back's a little compressed, my neck's a little stiff. And, what's the solution to that? It's sitting, going to the clinic. How can people find the clinic and what's the name of it and everything else that you're rebranding?
It's been a week. I have the office and I have the like bare minimum structure. I mean, you guys were the first couple that came to see me yesterday.
That's right. Let's go.
I'm still training my staff and, getting through that process, which is going to be really fun. And I want to be optimistic and say October, I'm going to launch and open doors.
Nice.
But we're still building out, and this is going to be something that it's going to be a great experience for everyone that walks in through those doors. They're going to come out feeling younger and more limber.
Well, somebody could be listening to this anytime. Like the people are going to listen to this, a year from now, 6 months from now, maybe a week from now.
Yeah.
How would they find you? What would be a good way?
I guess my Instagram handle is at stretch_me_now. And that would be that. I think we're gonna post everything on there.
Perfect.
That is. That's all I got for right now. I don't have a website yet. I'm so excited to launch everything and get it up and running. Hope maybe in a year from now we'll do another episode and see where we're at then.
Right, 100%. So if they're listening, they resonated with your message, they would love to come experience it. Is there, if they mention Gynergy or DM you or anything like that, is there any kind of new person, promotion that they get for
Yeah,
hearing about
absolutely.
it?
Yeah, we're gonna be running a promotion on the assisted stretch sessions, it's we'll have like an intro offer, and then most of everyone gets once they come in once they want to buy packages, and
Yeah.
which is very humbling to.
So what would be a good Gynergy offer if somebody's listening and they could be like, oh yes, I heard you on the Gynergy Effect podcast.
We're going to offer your listeners. It's going usually we do sessions for $85 a session. We'll do. I'm going to do it for $50 a session as an intro session. We'll go through a complete 45-minute stretch session, and just to show you guys what exactly it is. It's something that I can talk about it, but once you actually go through the experience and you feel it and you realize how impactful it is, it's quite.
Yeah, I mean, walking and being able to walk and not be in pain is, invaluable in certain types of ways. And having that be a natural thing instead of having to take a pill or something else to help solve the issue, getting to the root cause, I find is always the best. And that's part of our mission with Gynergy. Let me ask you one last question. What does Gynergy mean to you?
I know you and Yesenia like for some time now, and you guys are just like so positive and happy, and just like exude positivity, and I pick up on that. I pick up on the energy that I keep people around me that I personally like. I just absorb the energy from people around me, so that's why I like having you guys around me, and because you guys like encourage me and kind of like push me to like, hey, this is really cool, you're doing great, keep it going. Like, you just need people like that in your life. I think I've realized there's three types of people out there in everyone's personal life. There's people who love you no matter what you do. There's people that are neutral and they can be persuaded either way, and there's people who unfortunately hate you no matter what you do. So out of those three, really focus on the people that love you no matter what you do, and everything else follows in place. Like everything else kind of just goes towards that. And that's what I want to express to you guys.
Well, thank you for that, man. I'm all about supporting the hero's journey.
Yeah, thank you.
And that's what you shared today is your journey, and you're the hero of that story, and you're creating it. And not only is that journey about you, but it's about the impact that you create on so many other people. And I'm just grateful that I can help support that and lift that in any way that I can. And that's what we're here to help create. That's part of the Gynergy.
You guys definitely got something special going on here for sure.
Thank you, bro. Yeah. I appreciate that. Yeah. Well, that includes this episode with Shaz. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope you connected with him like I know I did, and I got to know even more about him than I did before, and I'm so grateful for that. If this resonated with you, please like, share, comment on it. Also, reach out to him. Let him know your thoughts. And that concludes the episode. Look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you.
Thank you, G.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go. Taking over the world one stretch at a time.
One stretch at a time. I love it.
If this episode spoke to your soul,
share it with someone you love and tag us at the Gynergy Effect. We'd love to connect.
And remember, your energy is your power. Use it with intention.